4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Got a lot on the docket today, so I better get after it. And here we go. Are connected cars the new media frontier? I thought this was interesting because, it talks about how everybody's got a speaker in their house. Actually, in the UK, only 14% of UK have the smart speakers. So it's not like it's everybody, right? But it's somebody. Some people have it, and they're saying that that Amazon is kicking it over there. But now, and this is the important part, Renault, Nissan, and Mitsubishi announced their partnership with Google to bring Google into their dashboards. Now, the funny part is I have an Android phone, and it used to be it could tell when you were driving, and it would read your text messages to you, and they must have gotten in trouble somehow. So now, now you really do have to look at the screen to hear your text messages. I don't know. It's just, you get a step ahead and then a step back. But I do have Waze, which is partly owned by Google, maybe all owned by Google now. And they pop up on your GPS. Waze is the #1 GPS because it's customer managed. So when a road closes or something, people will put it in there that the road is closed, and then when it opens again, it'll open up. So you get much more real-time routing and information. I named my driveway Anna Way. So if you go on Waze to my house, you'll see Anna Way as the road I live on. Even though no other map in the world, to my knowledge, has that, but maybe someday it will, right? So anyway, I'm okay with ads coming up in my car, and you listen to the radio and it's full of ads, and it hasn't gone away. That's the main way to reach people in their car. But I think it was GM that tried to say that you didn't own the software in your car, you only licensed it. So there's some real issues with, do I own this car, or can I rip the software that runs it out and just run the car, which would be great. So there's a lot of issues yet, but I think that this, at least the Waze technology, is wonderful. And when you're going by a Taco Bell or something and there's a stoplight, up will come Taco Bell ads. It's the only place that it actually works is on Waze. It doesn't work when you're just moving around because you're already in the place. And I used to think you had to get rid of it, but you don't. It puts it up, and then when you start moving it takes it down. So it's very polite, very, very polite, and it doesn't even take the whole screen. So it's coming. That's one of the few things that I've that I run across in the news that I think, yeah, not only is this good, I mean, not only does it work, is it workable, but it also is a benefit to the driver, without being ultimately too invasive. Okay, they just give out creative awards, and Hidden Valley got some, so I'm going to play some of these. This one is just hilarious. Desktop audio, got to put that on. Okay, here we go.
Is this your bag?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's more than 3.4 ounces. You're going to have to toss that. Or just drink it here.
HVR. You either love it or you really love it.
That's the only one I watch. Let's see if this one is equally good.
HVR dips. You either love it or you really love it.
Mm-hmm. He's drinking it.
HVR. You either love it or you really love it.
And this is the last one. I mean,
this is... The TSA agent tells her you either throw away the bottle and make the flight to your best friend's wedding, or keep the ranch and lose her maid of honor title. So Emily, well, she does the one thing that she can. She tips the bottle back and chugs it right there in the security line. Hidden Valley Ranch. You either love it or you really love it.
Wow. Yeah, you bet. Okay, anyway, that is real advertising. And so that brings me to another topic. As usual, best countries for creativity. This is from the Drum, the big one, discover the best countries for creativity. I really like this because, the United States is first. That's nice. I'm glad we won it because we're all crazy here. But United Kingdom was second, and I did a lot of commercials on from the United Kingdom for Christmas, if you remember. But they don't have the Super Bowl, so that holds them back a lot because that's where the budgets get crazy and people can really go for it. Germany, Australia. What I want you to notice: Canada, Japan, France, Brazil, Thailand, South Africa. These are bastions. Sweden, Spain, Hong Kong. This is the only one that's kind of a communist country, except that it's a city that has kind of permission to play in the capitalism game. So what I want you to notice is, Marx, you read Das Kapital. How many people have? Raise your hand. I have a couple of times. It's fairly short, and it basically says that the value of something is the cost of materials plus the cost of labor. Or, the cost of labor times time, or whatever. And it doesn't really account, not explicitly, for design or for advertising. And if you look at communist products, and I have a belt buckle from the Soviet military, it's just a piece of junk. I mean, it literally, it's heavy, and it's poorly made, and you can tell it is. And that was... and my brother lived there 15 years, and he said, they just didn't, it wasn't about quality. It wasn't about, because they had monopolies. Everything was government run, so everything was a monopoly. There was no need for quality. But worse yet, there was no competition. All competition is squelched. So there's no advertising. Marx hated the idea of advertising, even though I think he worked for the New York Times for a while. He thought that was just a pure waste when the cost of an item built in 20% for advertising. And so that isn't, you think, oh, let's have socialism. Let's have socialism. The Democrats or Bernie Sanders and company are all riding on this socialism trail because there's inefficiencies in the marketplace. Yes, there are, which, Marx thought it was a crime against humanity that you'd have more than one kind of refrigerator. One functions well. Why do anything else? It's dangerous stuff. But see, in capitalism, we not only compete in product quality, but we compete in creativity. We create in getting awareness and getting the message across for new and innovative products. That's why this is where the innovative products come from. You understand that? So, hooray for advertising and marketing. It's the foundation of capitalism. Read Das Kapital. You'll realize it. You're not going to get this on just every news show. This is the only news show. This is the only daily live marketing news show in the world. So tell your friends about it. Say, you got to watch this crazy guy. He's talking about, Aristotle and Plato and Marx in the context of marketing and advertising. You won't see it anywhere else, I can tell you that. And also, we bring you the freshest news, the freshest events. And on that note, Google Trends, the last point. I think Google Trends is one of the most underutilized tools. I've been making this point about how the CMO title didn't exist more than 10 years ago. Well, it actually did. I looked it up on Google Trends. And, Google Trends starts in 2004, so you can't really tell before that. But it existed. And it went up until about 2009, and it's been kind of flat ever since. But that means that at least it was making traction. It was getting news up until 2009. So I'm not completely wrong. Probably it was getting news because there were a lot of articles that said you should have a CMO. But I stand corrected by Google Trends. In here it shows how sometimes your ad news sports injuries hit a low spot around, in this case, in the summer. And then they looked at year over year, and they found the same low spot every year, the same spot, okay? So Google News is a great tool. You need to look at it. We'll get to fraud next time. Have a great day. Like and share 10 at 10.